open up, mainly what you're going to see is small intestine. Here's the liver, stomach. And this stomach has what we call rugal folds, rugae. That makes for, you can make it bigger, you know. Let me see here. Here's the, now all over this whole thing, it's going to be this big fatty layer called the greater omentum. Between the stomach and the liver is the lesser omentum, which has been cut on some of the cadavers to show you the pancreas behind. This is the pancreas. Okay. Now the first part of the small intestine is called the duodenum. It's about 10 inches long, and it is retroperitoneal, so you don't see it when you open it. Most of the digestion and absorption, though, occurs in the jejunum, the next part, and the last part is called the ileum. Now the duodenum you can recognize because it has lots of what we call duodenal glands. And there's a picture over there of duodenal glands, so you want to look at that so you can tell the duodenum. I didn't have you recognize the jejunum. The ileum you should be able to already recognize because what does the ileum have lots of? Iris patches. Okay. So hooking all this together is what we call the mesentery. A big fatty apron, greater omentum, lesser omentum between the liver and the stomach, and this is called mesentery. Hooking the large intestine to the back walls of something called mesocolon. Now, here is the end of the small intestine, the ileum. This is the beginning of the large intestine called the cecum. And here's this ileocecal valve. Now, the cecum is part of the large intestine. Part of the large intestine is also called the colon. So colon is not the same thing as large intestine. Colon is part of the large intestine. So cecum, ascending colon, turn at the liver, hepatic flexure, or right colic flexure, transverse colon, attached to the back wall, turn at the spleen, splenic flexure, or left colic flexure, descending colon, sigmoid colon, sort of S-shaped part, rectum, anal canal, anus. Notice this has puckers. These are called haustra. This is smooth muscle here. And it's shorter than the whole large intestine. So it's like when you make a gathered skirt, you stretch the elastic and sew it on, and it makes puckers, basically. So that's what we have here. These are called haustra. Now, in the small intestine, things are moved along by peristalsis. We also have segmentation, but that doesn't move things so much. It just sort of mixes things up. It's like here, like going like that, you know, not moving anywhere. But it mixes things up. Okay, in the large intestine, we have some peristalsis, very slow. We have what's called haustral churning. Each haustrum fills up and then it contracts, moving it along. But 3 or 4 times a day, during meals or right after, you have mass peristalsis that moves things along a lot. And that's a major thing. And then you'll feel that need to defecate. Okay. Now there's a lot of bacteria here, Escherichia coli, E. coli, in the small intestine and large intestine. Feces has about 25% bacteria. But as long as it stays in the lumen, it's not really in your body. It's only if it crosses that wall, which can happen if there's an appendicitis and it bursts. Okay. So here's the pancreas again. Okay. So you should know also villi. Here's our villi, which you saw before. Increasing the surface, most of the absorption, digestion and absorption occur in the small intestine, including water. And so you want lots of surface area. And I'm going to give you extra credit question answer here. You have circular folds, called plici circularis. You have villi, like these. And on top of each cell, you have microvilli. So those 3 things together, the circular folds, villi, and the microvilli increase the surface area 600 times over what it would be if it's just a tube. And it is a long tube besides. Okay, what else do I need to tell you? This is the duodenum here, you can see, where a lot of things enter. Here, the stomach would be shooting its little bits through here. And in the stomach, the material is now called chyme. It's kind of creamy. The pancreas makes all sorts of digestive enzymes. It can digest carbohydrates, amylases, proteases, proteins, lipase and lipids, and nucleases, nucleic acids. Also coming from the pancreas is bicarbonate ion, okay, separate cells. Coming from the liver We have bile. A lot of that bile, though, in the right hepatic ducts, common hepatic duct, backs up through the cystic duct into the gallbladder, where it's stored and concentrated. So when you need it, it comes down. Now, bile is not a digestive enzyme. It's an emulsifier. It breaks big fat globules into smaller fat globules. So the lipases can work better. Okay, I've told you quite a bit. This is, if it's the first time through, you're going to be lost. Okay, this is sort of a faulty thing, but showing the digestive tract, okay? I would say this is stratified squamous, so that should be the esophagus. And there's glands here. This would be the stomach. This would be the small intestine with villi, and the colon, the large intestine part, colon is part of the large intestine. It doesn't have circular folds, it doesn't have villi, although one book I saw said it did have villi. But it was supposedly not villi, but it has microvilli. It's mainly, and here in the colon, what we mainly get is digestion using the E. coli there, make vitamins. So there's that kind of.
Oh yeah, like B7 or something like that. Like
A bunch of things like K
and yeah, B7 was like
a bunch of things. Okay, so that's a major thing going on then. So the E. coli is useful as long as it stays in the thing. We don't want it getting out because then it causes peritonitis, circulatory shock, and death.
Yeah, no big deal.
Okay, so the liver here is an accessory gland. So is the pancreas, right lobe, left lobe, caudate lobe, and quadrate, which is four-sided. This is called a falciform ligament, and also sticking out would be the ligamentum teres, or round ligament, which is a remnant of the umbilical vein. Now, I've covered a lot right now, so you need to go back and study it some more.